Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Nate from thetechunion.com bringing you your first episode in a brand new tutorial series. In this series, we will be talking about Java and AP Computer Science. So what that means is that this tutorial series is for three groups of people. It's for people that want to learn Java, it's for people that are studying for their AP exam or just need help in the class, and the third group of people are just college students needing help in first year computer science, because this covers first year computer science college level. So that's pretty much the idea of who this tutorial series will be for. Topics we will be covering, just to give you an idea, we will be talking about base conversion, we'll be talking about loops, we'll be talking about conditionals, we'll be talking about Boolean algebra, we'll be talking about algorithms, we'll be talking about methods, standard methods in the standard library. We'll be talking about graphs and theory and a bunch of other advanced topics. So that's what we have to look forward to. There's going to be a lot of programming, but there's also going to be a lot of theory, and the theory does help you, and it does make you a better programmer. So that's pretty much the idea of it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so in this tutorial I'm going to be talking about what you need to have installed, so when we're ready to start programming we can just go ahead and get right into it. So the first thing we're going to need is the Java JDK, and all these links will be in the description, by the way, but we go over to this website and we choose the version we want. I chose Java 8. What you do is you hit accept license agreement. The bottom two on this page are demos and samples. You want the development kit, these two, either this version or this version, and it could be different if you're watching this in the future. Alright, so pick the which operating system you're using, and also which system architecture you have. And if you don't know which system architecture you have, meaning if you have 32-bit or 64-bit, go ahead and open File Explorer. Go to this PC and hit Computer, System Properties, and it'll tell you right here along with how much RAM you have and the type of processor you have. It says I have a 64-bit operating system with a 64-bit processor. So what we're going to do is download Windows x64 for me, and you have to accept the license agreement in that bullet. So I'm gonna let that download. I already have it installed, so I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. So, but when you go through the installer, you're just gonna hit next a bunch of times. It's gonna load. It's gonna install everything, and once you choose a system path where it's gonna be installed, remember that. Write that down. Make sure you have that written down, because you're gonna need it later. So, all right. The next thing we're gonna need is an IDE. This is not necessary, but it makes things a lot easier for you. You can, if you wanted to, you can compile from Notepad or anything like that, but it turns into a big mess after a while. So I recommend using an IDE, and that stands for Integrated Development Environment, and it keeps your code nice and clean, and it helps you out organize your ideas and stuff like that. So you have a choice of 3 IDEs. You have NetBeans, you have Eclipse, and you have IntelliJ IDEA. So NetBeans is pretty good. It's made by Oracle, the same people who made Java. Eclipse is nice. It's widely used. It's open source, stuff like that. IntelliJ IDEA, it's really powerful. It's the one I use. I really like it. I would recommend it. This tutorial series will be used in IntelliJ IDEA. And there's 2 versions. There's the community and then the ultimate. I have the ultimate. And the ultimate costs like $500 per year, but I got mine through being a student. They have free licenses for students, so if you if you have a VOE or any official document from your school, then you can go ahead and submit it, or if you have your university email or stuff like that. So that's how you get the Ultimate Edition for free. But if you don't want to deal with that, you can just download Community. It's just as good. You just Ultimate just lets you use other languages. Is pretty much the main thing that it does. It also does a bunch of other stuff, but that's the main difference I see. So anyways, go ahead and download the IDE of your choice. I'm going to go ahead and download, and then of course the operating system of your choice. I'm going to go ahead and download IntelliJ IDEA. And it will download, so cancel that, and just go through the installer on that and make sure it opens on startup. Alright, so we are almost ready to start our new project, but first we need to set the path of Java so that we can use the Java command and our IDEs can access Java. So what you need to do, once you're back on this screen, I'll go back to where I was. Hit this PC, System Properties, Advanced System Settings, Environment Variables, and then Path. And if you don't have a path variable, what you need to do is hit New, type Path, and I'll go through the other scenarios, but this is for if you do not already have a path variable. Type it like that, same casing. Let's go ahead and open up another file explorer and find out where you installed your Java. So I put mine in OSC program files Java, and then you pick which version you want. Make sure you download the JDK, not the JRE. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one because it's the one I use, and then hit bin, and then copy. Go ahead and hit this folder icon and it will copy the file path for you. So you go ahead and do that and hit Control V like that, and then you have your new path variable. Go ahead and cancel that because I already have that set up. If you already have a path variable and you're running on Windows 10, what you do is hit Edit, New, and then put in the new new path value. So you can have several path values. So yeah, you can see right there, there's my Java. And if you're running on older versions of Windows, you can go ahead and edit this, and it will just bring up text, and then you separate your former path with a semicolon. As you can see right there, there's semicolons there. Alright, so we're done. Make sure you hit apply and OK and all that. So now what we need to do is open up a new project with our IDE of choice. So I'm going to be using IntelliJ IDEA. I'm going to hit create new project. I'm going to do Java 1.8.0, and then if this is your first time opening this menu, what you do is you hit new, JDK, and then you go to your folder where Java is installed, and then choose your version. Like I can choose that, and it will choose that JDK like that. See? But I'm going to go back to this one so it's less confusing. So you choose your project SDK by going new, JDK, and then you choose your version. So then you hit next, and we're not going to be creating any templates. If you're on another IDE, don't create a template. We're going to just be creating a blank project. I'm going to name this tutorial, and let's go ahead and finish. So I already made a project, but we're going to go ahead and overwrite it. Alright, so you have your first project set up. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the arrow, go to the source folder, and then you have this main. We're going to go ahead and delete that. If it auto-generated a file, just go ahead and delete it. We're going to go ahead and hit File, New, Java class. I'm going to name it Hello. Make sure it's uppercase. All file names in Java are going to be uppercase, and then we get for the first letter. So hello, and I'm going to take off that signature. So yeah, public class hello. If it didn't auto-generate, just type this, public class, and then the exact casing of your file name, open curly brace, enter, and then now we're going to be entering in the main method. And so we're going to type public static void main, open parentheses, string array of arguments, and then we're going to type system.out.println, and then open quotations inside the parentheses, hello world. Gonna right click, go ahead and run it. And it says hello world. So if you typed all that and you got hello world, then you installed correctly. Otherwise, you did not. So go ahead and check, make sure that you have your path set up, make sure you have both your IDE and your JDK installed. But most importantly, make sure that your path is set up in the bin folder. Make sure it's in the bin folder. So I'm going to explain what this means in a later tutorial. Don't worry about what this means. Don't worry about it. You're like, man, this is confusing. Don't worry about it. We're going to talk about it later. You're going to understand every single word of it. But we just need to write this just to make sure that we have everything set up correctly. So, and you can go ahead and just type whatever you want until the next tutorial. Like that. And prints that. So whatever inside the quotations, you can print whatever you want. So I think that will be it for this tutorial. In the next video, we will be talking about start talking about base conversion. And until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.